to DXB Today, where today the theme of the show is all things music. Moving on to our next guest, and I mentioned at the top of the show, didn't I, that there's been no shortage of talent in this part of the world. We've seen that talent come through, develop here and in other parts of the world. But the infrastructure here for that talent to really make the most of their God-given talents is what is most fascinating to us at the moment. That's why we've welcomed into the studio the MENA Regional Director of the IFPI, Rawan Dabbas, is alongside us. Rawan, thank you first and foremost for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you all.
Let's get the definitions out of the way first. The IFPI is?
So the IFPI is the International Federation of Phonographic Industry. To further define that, phonographic means sound recording. So it is the global trade organization that looks after the global recording industry's interests around the world. We have just over 8,000 members of labels, so that would be, your major labels, your middle size, your indies, and we have offices or presence where we don't have an office in about 70 countries across the globe.
Your very presence here and the activities here in the region, again, is an indication, is evidence of the fact that music is being taken more seriously here. The rights of recording artists is being protected in many ways. Is that right?
Correct. So we opened office, so IFPI decided to open its office in the Middle East and North Africa, based out of Abu Dhabi just about 2 years ago. And that's, like you said, it's evidence of the interest of the recording industry to want to invest in this region. The better the legal frameworks are, the conditions for a musician, the more they are able to tap into expanding ways of making money or being remunerated. You will find that matched by an interest in the companies opening up office because of the sort of environment that allows them to function at the most holistic ideal.
Rawan, we were chatting beforehand. So, and as Tom said, obviously the music industry in the Middle East is growing so much. But if there's someone watching now that is a performer in the UAE or the Middle East, do they have to become a member? How can they kind of use your services and benefit from your kind of legal framework, if you like, and advice and help?
So the way that we represent the interests of our members across the globe is by working really with the whole ecosystem. Okay. So part of the work we do is with governments, so lobbying for better copyright laws, better frameworks, better access to royalties, whether it's through building music licensing companies, which is something that here in the UAE we've been working very closely with as IFPI, with the Ministry of Economy to bring this, and supporting the local community. Because at the end of the day, as an artist, what you want to know is that you have a sustainable career. And with the existence of these conditions, you will further invest in it as a career.
Yeah, and I guess they want to be protected as well, right? Which is where you get involved.
Yes, correct. So we try to manifest these conditions across the region and as IFPI globally. The second thing that we've had here, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a bit later, but we've launched the first ever regional streaming charts for the Middle East and North Africa. And I believe that's something that has never happened here before, and it's allowed the music fans to sort of celebrate their top artists by looking at these charts, as well as for the labels and other players in the industry to celebrate the commercial success of their artists. And
I'm glad you brought up the regional chart, because I wanted to ask you about that. Since Dubai is so diverse, right? You've got people from different nationalities. Will you have charts that represent different communities, or is it just a generic one? How is it going to be done?
Yeah, I mean, music has been global, and we've been seeing that music is becoming more and more global, even at a faster pace than it was before. And you'll see that when you see sort of features between you know, Spanish reggaeton mixed with, you know, with Arabic,
Yeah,
or now
yeah.
with like, you know, next thing you know, there's grunge and techno. You know, music has been globalized. So the regional chart itself, I think, represents the diversity of around, you know, it captures 13 countries across the Middle East and North Africa, where it is a hotspot for French music, as well as Bollywood music, as well as English and Khaliji and pop. So I think it's quite an interesting one. And again, it is the first ever attempt by any organization to do a regional streaming chart. And it really shows you the habits and the trends of what people are listening to, because they're inclusive charts, which means we work with the major DSPs to capture what the fans are listening to. We work with Spotify, our partners, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Deezer, Anghami. So that's one. But we have also launched just a few months ago the national charts, which also give a different picture. So we now have a UAE national chart, the top 20 that comes out every Tuesday, as well as the Saudi top 20, the Egyptian top 20, and the North African top 20 that come out every Wednesday.
Surely room for a classical chart, isn't there?
Yeah, right? We can be represented. So if there's our independent artists, they go through Spotify or Apple, they have to get multiple plays. How do they get on these regional charts?
So IFPI is a global chart authority. I think we are, as an organization, we've been doing this for many years, and we have certain formulas by which they measure volume and value of the streamed tracks on these platforms. So really, it works around that formula. The value of these tracks in, say, I don't know, in Saudi is not the same as, say, in Egypt. So there are multiple factors that are taken into account. So yeah, so if one day there's, you know, classical music is back on trend, and there are enough people streaming them, then we'll definitely.
I'm gonna make it happen.
You don't have to ask.
I'm gonna make it happen. It's fine, guys.
Rawan, thank you
Single-handed.
so much. It's been really, really insightful, and I'm hoping that people watching can, you know, as I say, benefit from what you offer here in the region. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, and make sure you check our charts every Tuesday
Of course
and
we will.
Wednesday.
Of course we will.
I'm
Thank you,
starting now.
Rawan.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now today the spotlight is on a unique vinyl record store curating vintage records across all genres. This is Yassine Hakami from the Raw Music Store.
I am Yassine from Raw Music Store, and we are a hi-fi equipment and vinyl record store from Dubai. So we are really a passion and niche business around vinyl records and the audiophile community in Dubai. And since we felt there is a gap there for that community not being served, we decided to start the business. As a niche, a very niche business, it was a lot of trial and error at the beginning. So that was the main challenge, building the community, getting the people to know about the brand, marketing, pretty much doing it from scratch by ourselves was the most challenging part. So we are growing the business organically as it goes. So as we started with vinyl records, we organically moved to selling the equipment to play the music to the people, and we moved from there to adding more and more brands of equipment. Right now we are also growing into more of a consultative sales with commercial spaces and integration as well. Dubai facilitates a lot of the process to start and operate the business. So all of the legalities and the technicalities of running a business are very clear and streamlined, which makes it easier for us to focus actually on doing the business and catering to the customer.
Great to see that good old vinyl still has its place here in the UAE. Right, time now for the roundup. Let's get over to Louis to tell us a little bit more.
Well, since this is a music special, Tom, let's talk about the 6 exciting festivals coming to the UAE this year, centered around music. So the first one on the list would be the Untold Music Festival. That's going to be happening at Expo City this coming February, really close. And then we're going to go off to the desert for the Desert Groove in Ras Al Khaimah, also in February. And for those of you who are 80s and 90s music fans, then you got to check out Rewind Festival at Blah Blah JBR in March. Then we're going to go wireless, yes, that's the name, wireless at Yas Island in March, and Elro XXL at Dubai Media City Amphitheater come April. Almost last, well, actually the last one would be Groove on the Grass this coming May.
I cannot wait. Talk to me about Untold. First of all, Expo City is going to be unreal. Armin van Buuren, Don Diablo, BB Rexa, Ellie Goulding's coming over. You can tell I'm a little bit excited about that one.
A little bit.
But Tom and I were talking about...
What is Untold, though?
Untold is a Romanian dance music festival, and it's the first time that it's going to be in the UAE. First time in the Middle
Do
East.
they have like a... Is it house music? Is it...
Yes, dance music festival. So that's why...
What's Ellie Goulding doing there?
Oh, because she's been on loads of tracks.
Okay, all right.
Like Tomorrowland in Belgium, Dua Lipa performed there. Paris Hilton actually DJ'd there as well. Let's not worry about that. But then, of course, you've got Rewind, which you mentioned.
Yes.
Tom, Wet, 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 and Mature. Me and Tom are going to be down Blah Blah.
Feel it in my fingers. Feel it in
And
my
your
toes.
toes.
See what you did there. Brittany, is there any music festivals that you're looking forward to from a pop-wise or any other genres at all? Dance music? I mean, classical music is used so much in dance music now.
It's sampled a lot, actually. So it's Untold is obviously coming to our home in Expo City.
Yes.
So that is going to be a huge deal, and I'm really excited about that
Is
one.
there going to be like a turf war type thing?
No. I hope not. But no, I'm excited about that one. Hopefully we can get involved somehow, which would be really exciting.
One thing that I would say about this, and you just listed that list, and there was a couple of festivals I was unaware of on that list.
Which one?
Elro,
No, I mean, I've heard them, just didn't realise they were coming to town.
Right.
But the one thing I would say is that that's an indication of just how much the city is growing. I mean, it's always played host to the odd festival, especially at this time of year, you know, whilst the weather is good. But to have 6 and possibly more announced before before the summer hits, that's unreal. It's unheard of.
I think it's really
It's
interesting.
untold.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Tom Urquhart. I think it's interesting because, yes, as you said, music scene has always been big here, but to have those brand names of festivals come over with Untold, Elro coming here, this will be for the 2nd year, is phenomenal. We already have Tomorrowland being represented, which is the biggest dance music festival in the world. Yeah. I think that's massive, having those sort of things here. And you can tell I'm a music fan. I'm very excited.
Groove on the Grass has been around for many years.
Years and years. And Groove on the Grass is great because it's perfect for families as well, like all the little kids with their little headphones on and stuff.
Yeah, this is why we are sort of doing mini maestros.
Yes.
We want the family to get involved, and we want kids to be involved in live music from an early age so that it's part of their culture as they grow up, you know?
And I love the fact that it's, as we spoke about earlier, it's so open, the mini maestros aspect of it. I love it very much. Right, okay, right. It's enough about music festivals just for now. After the break, find out more about the very first live workshop for musicians in the city with the founder of MENA Music. Don't go anywhere.